Hey guys, it's story time with Checkers and Blossom here. So, as you guys may not know, on April 29th of this year, it's going to be 9 years since my grandfather passed away. My grandfather, he was a very special man. He was a very special man. He was also a very loving son to my great grandmother. He was also a wonderful husband to my grandmother, and he was also a loving father to not just to my mom but also to my two uncles. My grandfather was born in West Virginia. He was born in West Virginia, and of course, he was an Air Force growing up. Years later, he met my grandmother, and of course, they got married and they got engaged, then got married, and they had three children, which was my uncle, my two uncles, but sadly my uncle Mike, he died on January 14th, 2006. My uncle Mike died at the age of 44 from a heart attack, which was very, very sad. He was a very my grandfather, he was a really special man. We did had a lot of fun memories together. My grandfather and I, when my family and I, when we lived at our old house. So when we used to live our old house, my grandfather and I, we did some fun things together. Of course, he would always babysit me and my twin sister. My grandfather and I, we used to go to the park and, feed the ducks. And of course, we, have lots of good memories, like a lot of good times together. And of course, when I was a little girl, we watched that Applebee's commercial, which was from 2005, and we started singing that Mambo Italiano song. And of course, he likes sports as well. His favorite candy that he likes was Reese's peanut butter cups. He loved Reese's. He also loved slot machines. Like he likes those slot games where, he plays the slot machines, and of course, he also liked sports. He had like a whole collection of baseball caps. He was such a really special man. Like he was just really special, and we had a lot of good times together. When my family and I moved, when we moved to our mobile park, my grandfather, he would take me and he would take me to game night at the clubhouse, and of course we would play bingo, and of course not only that, he also babysat my sister and I when my parents go out. My grandfather and I, we had a lot of good memories together. But sadly, it was in 2017, my grandfather, he fell again, and of course, my family, we had to take him to the hospital, and he was at the hospital, and the doctor, my cousin and my uncle Rob and my cousin Brad, they came from different states. My mom told them what happened, and they came for a visit, and of course, the doctor told us that my grandfather, he was diagnosed with stage 4 lymphoma, which means the MRI scan that he had, it lit up like a Christmas tree, and that meant that the cancer was metastasized. In other words, it went all over his body. My grandfather also had a couple of health problems as well. He had he had melanoma, prostate cancer, bladder cancer, and he also had Parkinson's disease. Um, I had to stay home for my program because I was just too upset with my grandfather dying. Like, I was so sad. I felt like, I'm not going to be able to see him anymore for my birthday with my twin sister. Not only that, I was also sad. I felt like, he's not gonna be there anymore for my graduation, for my day program. And of course I was sad too that, he's not gonna be there to see me get my job and to get my boyfriend. And yeah, it was really, really sad. But yeah, so I had to tell my teacher at my day program what happened, and she was very understanding, and she told me she's so sorry to hear about that. And so I stayed home for my program. My mom and I and my dad, well, my mom and I, we went to the JW house, and of course, people were very caring there. They were very understanding. My mom and I told them what happened with my grandfather. My grandfather had to move from the hospital to hospice, so he went to hospice, and my family and I, we went to say goodbye to him. And um, after my cousin Brad and my uncle Rob said goodbye, especially with my parents, and of course, my sister, she doesn't understand about death because she's at a 4-year-old level. She has autism and ADHD. So when I went to say goodbye and I said thank you for all the memories, and then I made a promise to my grandfather. I promised him that I would try my best to be in my best behavior and to help my family out. And because my grandfather couldn't speak, he squeezed my hand in approval because he couldn't speak, and that was the last time I got to see him. But on April 30th, 2017, we got a phone call from the hospice, the rehab where my grandma's at right now, which I'll definitely explain in the next video. Um, the doctor called and they told us that at April 29th, 2017, at 10:30 p.m., my grandfather, he lost his battle from stage 4 lymphoma. He passed away peacefully at the age of 81. So he passed away peacefully at the age of 81 from stage 4 lymphoma. And my mom told me the news, and I was devastated. And then I had to tell my teacher about it. And again, she was very supportive and very understanding. She said sorry for my loss, and I was devastated. So we had a celebration of life, my family and I, instead of a funeral. So we had a celebration of life and, talked about the fun memories. And I had to see a grief counselor, but it only helped me a little bit, but I still miss my grandfather at times. I just wish, that he was there for me to see my accomplishments. And, I still love him very much, my grandfather, because we had a lot of good times together. My uncle had to get some of his stuff. I was allowed to keep some of the things. Like I have his collection of golf balls, and I also have a collection of his stuff, like some of it. I still have the shelves, I still have the glasses, and I also have well, I have a golf player plushie. His name is Mr. Putt Putt, but sadly I lost that stuffed animal at my old place. I also have his old desk as well, but unfortunately it was wearing out. But yeah, so anyways, that's all I have to say. Story time with Checkers and Blossom signing off. Bye guys.